Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast in our 20th year. My co-host will be Om Cabra, a high school student, now doing, I think, his 6th or 7th co-hosting. And you're enjoying every bit of this?
Yeah, dude, this is awesome. I've enjoyed this so much.
You like it too much, I'm going to put you over in the host seat on this. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
Okay, very, very good. It's always a good day when we have our friends in for Trinity Theatre Company. Joining us is Connor Boyd. He's the technical director. How you doing, Connor? Doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Very good. Be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to your brother.
Of course.
How's he doing?
He's doing great. He's on vacation this weekend, but he's doing great.
Is he? Okay. Where's he vacationing?
I think him and his wife went to Palm Springs.
All right. Very, very nice over here. We're joining is your colleague, Jayda Heald. She's a teen leadership participant and a high school junior. Is that right, Jayda?
Yeah, that is correct.
So what does a teen leadership participant at the theater do?
There's multiple options that he offers. So we look at all the shows that are going on, and he offers if we want to be a part of the production team. And so we can work with props, we can work with costumes, and we can even work with tech design and stuff like that.
Very good. What got you into theater? Have you always been interested in that? When you were younger in elementary school, or no, it just hit you when you were in high school?
My brothers and my step-siblings have always been a part of theater and all of the arts like choir and dance. So it's kind of just all been around me, and all of my siblings went to Claremont. So I've been able to continue like their legacy, I guess. And then me and my friend got really interested, and we decided that we wanted to do an outside theater outside of school, and we decided to look into Trinity Theater.
And how long have you been with Trinity?
I've only done one production with them, but I'm doing 2 more this summer.
Very, very exciting. So now when you do it, are you doing it as an actress? Are you doing it as a producer? Are you doing it as a director? Are you working in the crew? Are you doing all of the above?
I am an actor, but as of right now, Sean has offered me a position as their volunteer bookkeeper. So that's what I've been doing currently.
See, and once you get when you open up the Jayda Heald Theatre Company, okay, in a few years, you'll have done everything from soup to nuts on that. Joined by Eddie Lukovic, he is a director of Rabbit Hole, talking about his previous foray into the world of radio and all that business. How you doing, Eddie?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, good. How long have you been directing plays?
Yeah, I guess I've been directing for, about 5 years or so. This is my 3rd time doing a show here at Trinity, though. This place feels like home to me.
Right, exactly. And I'll ask the same question I asked Jayda. You've been involved with theater for how long?
I want to say about 15 years or so is when it first started. I started as an actor, and that's, I would say, my primary focus. But doing direction has given me kind of a second avenue in to being around theater, which is where I love to be. So if I can do more of it, this gives me the opportunity to do so. And I think that I work well with actors. I kind of speak their language. So being an actor helps me be a better director.
Right. So if you were to make a choice, not a fair question, but it's my show, I can ask unfair questions, I guess.
Here we go.
Would you rather be on the director side or on the acting side?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it depends on the play, of course, right?
Yeah. So I thought about this a lot. My ego likes the actor side, but my brain, I think, works more like a director. So I enjoy them both. But I would say that I guess my mind is better suited for direction, but man, I love being on stage. The show that we're putting together right now, the actors, I'm a bit jealous of what they get to work with on the stage and the set design that we've built and the wonderful script that we have. So it's hard. It's like splitting hairs.
Good. Yeah, we're going to talk about Rabbit Hole and all that business, and what you feel about this. Are you in the play at all, Jayda? Are you in Rabbit Hole?
I am not in Rabbit Hole.
Okay, so are you going to watch Rabbit Hole?
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. What will be your role? besides watching it and doing all the accounting? Just going to sit in the audience and give feedback to how Eddie's doing?
I'm going to sit in the audience and cheer with my entire throat.
Very, very good. That's good. You got a question for Connor?
Yeah, I was just wondering, what is like the history and your mission of Trinity Theatre Company?
Yeah, so Trinity Theatre Company was founded by my brother Sean, his senior year of high school back in 2012. We've been going strong for a while there. We were renting spaces, but back in 2023, we were able to get a space in the Mission Valley Mall where we've been going strong ever since. Part of the mission of Trinity Company is to unite friends, family, and the community through these productions that we put on. So we have people of varying, experience levels who get involved in every show. I know Eddie was saying to me earlier that we've got some actors in Rabbit Hole who are seasoned veterans, and then some actors who, have maybe only done 1 or 2 shows before. So it's a good balance.
Yeah. And I was just wondering, do you have any like big projects or plans you guys are working on that we can tell the audience?
Other than Rabbit Hole and our teen leadership things, we always have school partnerships going on. Trinity Theatre Company also, has youth education shows that we put on other than the teen leadership ones. We have shows for kids, age ranges from 4 to 18. So there's always something going on at Trinity.
There's adult classes too, right?
That's correct. We did just launch our adult improv classes, which are every Friday at the Mission Valley Mall. Every Monday, we also have an adult tap class also at the Mission Valley Mall.
Right. So on, the adult classes, before we get into Rabbit Hole and Eddie can talk all about that, is it something that you and Sean teach, or is it other folks in impromptu?
Yeah, so sometimes Sean will step in and teach a class or two, but these 2 classes are tap classes taught by Xavier Bush, who works all over the San Diego community and is a fantastic dancer and wonderful human. And our improv teacher is Ellen Kaz, who's been a teacher for Trinity and around San Diego for decades. She's amazing.
Yeah, and Sean actually, he's not still teaching in the schools, right?
Sean is not teaching in the schools anymore. He's full-time teaching for Trinity and at the Kroc Center.
Yeah, and I know he was a long-time, theater teacher in the school district. We're joined by our good friends from Trinity Theatre Company, Connor Boyd, technical director, joined by Jayda Heald, a teen leadership participant, and Eddie Lukovic. He's the director of Rabbit Hole. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. 60 years of doing great things in the community, joined by my co-host Om Cabra. So Eddie, Rabbit Hole, what's it all about? We don't want to do any spoiler alerts, or maybe we do. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you.
Sure.
In this aspect of it. What drew you to a Rabbit Hole, and what can the audience expect?
Yeah. The play is a very human story, which I think is what has drawn me to it. A lot of theater that gets made as a farce or a parody or like a musical that kind of elevates the reality. And I think that this play is so grounded and talks about something so relatable, which is grief and the loss of loved ones. And I think that it's told in such a gentle and delicate way that you don't see these kinds of scripts very often, especially not done the way that we were doing them. And so I think that's what initially pulled me to it, was just the writing and how delicate this horrible tragedy of the show, which is the loss of a 4-year-old boy for a young couple, and what they have to deal with in terms of going through the grief. And not meaning that you have to move on from it, but just how you live with it. And yeah.
Is the rabbit hole the grief? Is that what it is? Why is it called Rabbit Hole? We all know different definitions of rabbit hole, of course,
Yeah. That's something I think that you should come see the show to find out. But the play is the character of Jason, who is a young 17-year-old boy who is the cause of the death of the young boy, which is kind of laid out very early on in the play.
Right.
He explains about the rabbit hole and why that ends up being the name of the play.
Right. And so is it a big cast, small cast, medium cast, no cast?
It's a cast of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you took this on, are you choosing the cast members? Is Sean doing it? Is Connor doing it? Is it a whole team effort?
Yeah. they gave me the opportunity to choose my own cast. Of course, I always run things by Sean because he has so much experience and so much intelligence in this realm. But they gave me the freedom to do my own casting, which I sincerely appreciate.
Right. So what about this directing that you said, boy, this was easy to do? And what about this play that was not easy? Or maybe it was never easy.
Yeah. There's not a lot that is easy about directing, but that's kind of why directors love it.
Right.
It's because it's not easy. It's because you have to dive in with the actors, and like for things like grief, that's not an easy thing to sit down and do table work around, but yet we still do it anyways, and we go and we have these deep conversations. Then you get a room of actors who have been so gracious with their time and their energy. They get notes from me, then they go home and they bring something back that is completely unexpected and wonderful that we're able to use in the show. But when you start to pull in all of the things that we're doing now, which is our set and our tech, and painting and the props and set dressing, while still keeping the actors kind of on their toes, this is when it all begins to come together. And the director has probably the hardest week out of anyone right now, which is where we are. But by next Friday, the show becomes theirs. And, the rest of us all step back and just kind of get to watch what was made.
Yeah. Connor, what are the play dates of Rabbit Hole?
Rabbit Hole opens next weekend and we'll run 3 weekends.
The 6th to the 22nd.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Is it always a Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Okay. And during the day and evening, or their matinees and...
Yeah, so Friday and Saturday are both at 7 p.m., Sunday at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. matinee.
Very good. And so just go online, get your tickets and so forth, and then we'll take it from there. We're going to be right back talking to our friends from the Trinity Theatre Company. Connor Boyd, technical director. Eddie Lukovic, he is the director of Rabbit Hole. That is going to be playing shortly. And Jayda Heald, teen leadership participant. We'll talk more with Jayda as, what she thinks about all this. You mentioned a little bit about her experiences with the teen leadership, and then I'm going to put Jayda on the spot, so you're going to have to think about it for this short break, about how you would be a spokesperson for Trinity and encourage people to join the teen leadership program when we return after this short break.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast in our 20th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, 60-plus years of doing great things in our community, arts being one of them. Just so pleased to have in the studio, making a return appearance at the Trinity Theatre Company in Mission Valley, Connor Boyd, technical director, joined by Eddie Lukovic. He is the director of Rabbit Hole, which will be the play coming up shortly, and Jayda Heald, a teen leadership participant of the theater, joined by my co-host, Cabra, high school student. So, Jayda, you had a whole whopping 1 second to think about this. You are now the spokesperson for the Trinity Theatre Company's teen leadership program. Why should someone be a part of this?
I think everybody should join the teen leadership because we get a lot of guest speakers. We had a director, we had a teacher at SDSU who works a lot with the tech stuff, and we had a sound designer. And it's a nice way to open these new careers that you might not have noticed before. My friend, this encouraged her to look into prop making, and now it like helped her decide where she wants to go to college, and it was really good life skills for everybody.
Right. So you're getting pretty close to college, right? You're a junior, right? Are you thinking about it? Do you have a school in mind, or well, I'm not quite there yet?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking.
Mhm.
I'm not set on everywhere yet. I know kind of like where I want to go into, but I'm not exactly sure what school.
Do you want to stay in theater arts? Do you want to do a different major? What are you thinking?
I would love to still continue to do theater arts, but I'm very interested in at least trying film. I think film is so much fun, and they're both so different, but so alike at the same time.
Right. Do you do a lot of the film work at Claremont?
I've never done film work before. We do have a film club, and me and my friend have been interested in joining it and trying to figure out if we like it.
Well, you'll find out, won't you?
Yeah, we will.
Very good. I know you have a question for Connor.
Yeah, I have really a question for all you guys. What is your guys' definition of theater innovation?
That's a great question. It's hard to innovate something that people have been working on for 400, 500 years.
Plus.
Plus. I think we just take it one show at a time. Every single show, there's going to be an opportunity for innovation. Every show, you're going to be able to do something that someone else who's done that show has never done before. So every single show, there's going to be some sort of opportunity for innovation.
Very good. What would you say to that, Eddie?
Yeah, I think that that the inclusivity that has grown so much more. That's something that Trinity focuses on. And I think that by including more people in theater, that can be like an innovation into theater to bring in different voices and different kind of ways that people think about things.
You guys think you have to innovate every time you guys do another play, essentially? Do you guys think you innovated it?
Do I think we have to?
But let's say
no,
both.
but do I think we should try to a little bit? Yes. So if we're doing Shakespeare, right? Those have been done for hundreds
So
and
many
hundreds
times,
and
for sure.
hundreds of years. And you can do Midsummer Night's Dream and it can always be in a forest, right? But for people that have done that show now 5-6 times in their life, it's more fun to try to find a new way,
Of course.
to do that. Now, sometimes those don't land, and you're like, dang it, I should have done something else, or I should have just stuck with what I know works. But those are the risks that we take in theater to engage the audience in a new way, to come see the show that they've already seen 5 times. So if you do it the same way every time, they're not going to be as engaged as if you do something new and special.
Right. So I'll start with you on this, Eddie, and certainly Jayda, you can you jump in, and then Connor as well. And if you'd like to throw in your 2 cents, we'll give you change back if you'd like on this. So AI. You cannot talk about whether it's theater production or whether it's a community college or whether it's pick a topic without bringing AI into the conversation. Do you use it as a director? Do your actors and actresses use it or not?
Yeah, I think that it's a nice tool to use to get kind of a general idea of things, or like to help you with some research and things like that. But I think that if it starts to take the place of the actual art, that's where we have kind of a conflict. So like if you're using it, to start building out your costume design or your set design, then you're taking something away from a costume designer or a set designer. But if that person is using it to help get themselves ideas, that I think is a gray area that we can still kind of work in. But I don't think that it should take away the art and the jobs of the people, of the humans who are actually doing the work.
Yeah, I think that's good. Jayda, do you use AI in your schooling at Claremont High, or even in the work you do with Trinity Theatre Company?
I personally do not like AI, and I choose to not use it as much as I can, because I think as a collective, if you don't put in the research and you don't take the time to learn something, you're not going to learn it. If you just ask somebody to teach it for you and they tell you the answer, you're not going to learn it. So I personally don't like to use AI in my schoolwork. When it comes to the arts, I still don't use it. When you use apps and programs, especially like QuickBooks, they do incorporate AI to make it easier for you, which I can understand that when you're doing an organizing setting. But when you do it for knowledge or trying to get ideas, like Eddie said, that personal connection to the arts is something AI can't recreate.
Right. How about you, Connor? How are you and Sean and the whole team over at Trinity Theatre Company using AI?
Yeah, I don't use AI personally. I can't imagine my brother's smart enough to use AI either. So we just
Well, that makes I'm in your boat. That makes three of us.
Yeah,
Right? That's
there
a
you go.
trio, for God's sake.
yeah. I don't want to demonize anyone who does. I don't, to each their own. But personally, I've never really found any use for it. Haven't really needed to use it, so I don't.
Yeah, and I think what Eddie's point is, and even Jayda, if there's a place that's going to use it, that's going to save your time, that's going to give you some ideas that might stimulate you doing X, Y, and Z, nothing's more important than the human factor, and so forth. And Connor, you've heard me say this on the times you've been on the show, and I'll start with you on this. Eddie and Jayda, please add to it. The theater, which I'm so grateful that Susan Clausen brings on, you folks and other theaters around this region, to get us back to being a little more civil in this world, for God's sake, and a little bit of empathy, and which is, by the way, the dodo bird. And Jayda, you're going to have to look up what that means, okay, in that area. But it means it's gone. It's in outer space on this. Eddie, it just must thrill you that when you sit there and you see and you're bringing a little bit of peace and harmony into the play, even if it's a difficult topic. Talk about that.
Yeah. The play definitely has some catharsis for the emotional kind of toll of grief. And it's, to lose a loved one, I think that we all in some capacity can relate to that. And I think that it's about giving yourself grace and knowing that you don't have to let the person go. You just have to learn how to live with it. And part of them still lives within you, which is a very gracious way to look at it, that they're not gone. They're still with you in some capacity, and you still have all of the memories and the things that were left behind. And I think that this play does a really good job of showcasing that don't beat yourself up and don't drag yourself through the mud for how long it takes you to grieve.
Right, exactly. Jayda, so talk a little bit about how, being in the teen, leadership, program and being a participant has really opened up your eyes to be more, understanding or be a better listener or think that, hey, there's other ways of doing something. I'm sure you've always been empathetic. So, but it has opened your eyeballs up to other folks that may be a little bit different than the thinking that you have.
Yeah, when we started working with props and making things, it definitely made me realize how much patience and time goes into creating anything. And it just, because I know sometimes at least at my school, I can be like, oh my gosh, why is our set not done? Why is this not happening? But having that made me realize that it does take a lot of time, especially if you want to put forth the effort into it, which I think that skill of patience and understanding has followed me through with everything. When I talk to my friends, I'm like, okay, let me help you with this a little bit slower.
Yeah, that makes sense. Connor, shout out again, Rabbit Hole, how people can get tickets, when is it performing and so forth.
Yeah, so Rabbit Hole performs for 3 weekends, opening February 6th
through the 22nd.
Thank you again, the 22nd.
Okay.
3 weekends.
That's right, you're the technical guy.
Yeah.
That's right. I got to remember that over here.
Exactly. We perform Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Sundays at 2 p.m. You can get tickets at our website, trinityttc.org. You can also get them in person if you want to just stop by the Mission Valley Mall and come into our suite. Someone at the front desk will be happy to sell you a ticket.
Very, very good. And so is there going to be anything, and I'll ask this of Eddie and you can jump in on this, Connor. Do you guys ever do meet and greets? Do you actually talk to the audience a little bit beforehand or after? Or I'm trying to create more work for Connor and Sean. That's my job. Okay.
Yeah. So we had an open house a couple of weeks ago for this show that the public could attend so that we could talk about the show and they could meet the actors ahead of time and all that stuff. And then the actors will always hang out after a show to talk to all the patrons that come out. So for anyone who wants to talk about the show, we encourage you to stick around and talk to the actors because they will always hang out and talk to you about a show like this.
Oh, that sounds good. Well, Connor, always good to see you and bringing in your team at Trinity Theatre Company. Always got great content, great guests. Jayda, we talk about this a lot with budding superstars that we can say, we knew you when. So when you get your Tony Award, would you make sure that you say, well, you know what, I sort of I want to give some credit to the Spotlight on the Community show or something?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Very good. Well, wishing you nothing but great success in the program with Trinity Theater and your college when you get squared away there. Eddie, what a pleasure meeting you. Good luck with what will be a successful run in Rabbit Hole.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're excited.
And once again, thank you for being my co-host.
Anytime, Drew. Anytime.
Appreciate it. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast in our 20th year, brought to you by the fine folks at Mission Fed Credit Union, more than 60 years doing great things. If you are living in San Diego County and beyond, and to our listeners, we hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.